The title of my speech is Bryce's Hoodoos. So I went and saw my friend Bryce. And he had some hoodoos laying around, and I was like, okay, what are these things? So at first, I think like most people, a hoodoo sort of sounds like a dodo bird. You know, it just sounds funny. Like you just sort of start imagining like what you think a hoodoo is. I know what it was, I did not think it was, and that's why I'm here and why I'm going to tell you what it is. A hoodoo is an irregular rock. And my friend Bryce goes actually by Bryce Canyon. So Bryce Canyon was, I believe, the second to last stop on our family vacation trip. And the irregular rocks, which are the hoodoos, is they just have these towers of rocks that just grow and form out of nowhere. They look like just giant columns. Nerder's eventually going to get there.
I did. It's already here, but it's not showing up on your big screen.
Bad big screen. Okay, well, that little small picture over there, because we're having technical difficulties,
No. Come on, we gotta fix this.
is Bryce Canyon. Does it finally work? We good now? No, we have black screen of death. All right, cool. So yeah, see that small screen?
Put it here.
Technical difficulties.
Came back.
You can do duplicate screen.
Yeah, it's not doing duplicate screen, that's why it's not doing it.
All right, well,
Yeah, it's not doing duplicate screen. But he's getting disconnected.
let's do it that way, since this is not working correctly. All right. This does not count as speech time for technical difficulties. Just to clarify. Guys, can everybody see that? Sort of, kind of, maybe?
Yeah.
Better if I tilt it?
Yeah.
Does that make it better? Okay. So this is Bryce Canyon with the hoodoos. It's sort of hard to see right now because this is the very outward shot to try to give you the whole idea of Bryce Canyon. Bryce Canyon is 56 square miles, which is actually one of the smallest national parks. So it's just really weird to think about. I mean, I was just at Yellowstone as well. Well, I drove 120 miles on the road and saw 3% of the national park. So this whole entire park is only 55 square miles. And it's just a giant canyon. So that is a much better close-up view of the hoodoos. You can sort of see their height a little bit. And again, it was just so cool to just be standing by these rocks and knowing that no one made them. No one created them. Well, I mean, unless you consider Mother Nature a person, I mean, then. And it just made over like the I think it was salt and other things sort of created them. It's just so awesome to see, and it was just very rewarding to look down and to see them. And we were standing on the rim. There's a nice little rim trail on. It's about 9,000 feet in the air at elevation. So it's hard to breathe, which of course just makes you feel even more inspired because you're already sort of loopy because you have a lot less air. So it always makes the experience more magical. So of course in Bryce Canyon, I love to hike. I don't think there's any shark or anyone here. So this is one of the shots. You actually hike down about 300 feet, literally into the canyon. So you start at the top, and then you hike in. And you can see, I'll show you when you turn around, what you can see is you get that feeling, I guess, as you look down, feeling that you're, really small. Feeling that place in the world, like, I'm not as big as I think I am. My ego needs to take a rain check at the door. I'm this little small person. So then, of course, I have to give the family shot. So this is my family. This is still near the beginning, when they were still all happy and excited, weren't ready to kill me. Although the kids did have, I think I told you before, the kids did have 50 cents on the line for every half an hour they behaved. So again, it comes in really, really handy if you have kids. Give them 50 cents. It totally changes the world. So, sorry, that reminds me, my son lost a molar at the baseball game this weekend. And he's like, well, Dad, I lost a molar, so that should be worth $2. I was like, all right. But you know, anything to keep the kids happy. That was a digression. Anything to keep the kids happy. So this is the shot actually looking back up once we got to the bottom. And I'm really, really sorry there is a Yankees fan in this photo. I tried to not have that happen, but it did, and I'm so sorry. Because that just makes me feel enraged. I mean, we have Vince here, but he's okay. But all the other Yankees fans, we just can't have them in our photos. But it was such a cool hike to get down. Not so much to get back up. I am married to a diabetic. So hills are not exactly the greatest thing she loves. Because it really messes with the blood sugar. So of course there's a little nervousness there. But worked it out, and she was really glad she made it. You know, of course, as am I. Always glad the family made it through the hike. And this is just another spot on the hike. And again, it was just so great just to be out there to see the world. You know, sort of get out of these four walls, get out of your comfort zone. So I highly recommend, you know, going to Bryce Canyon because it is a great place. And then for me, I did this really crazy thing that you should also do when you're camping. When you're camping with family on a 25-day trip, what that really means is you have zero personal time. Like everyone is in like 20 feet of you the entire time. So I took a 3-hour, 6-mile hike just to get away from them all. I was like, what's the hardest thing I could find that the white van kids will definitely not want to go on? And that's what I did. And it was called Peekaboo Trail. Because everywhere you look, you see little things just peeking out at you. So that was just, it's really fun. For example, hey look, there's more arches that aren't arches in Arches National Park. If you guys remember my last speech about Moab arches, so what I think is cool is there's a lot of these rock formations where you actually see an arch, multiple arches, and I mean that's just a cool tower. Like that's not man-made. You know, nature made that. And it's like, wow, like that's pretty cool. And this is just another one. There's no one later was like, I think I did here. Yeah, I did. That's the windows. Because there's an arch on each side, so they call it the windows. You know, you're just on this hike and completely out of breath because you're not used to being at 9,000 feet and hiking, and it just, it's hard to explain. It was just so cool. And I think that's the last one. So again, I know this is probably been rambling, not my best speech ever, but Bryce Canyon is a really good place to go. Seeing the hoodoos, hanging out with the hoodoos, and it's just fun to say hoodoos, let's be honest. So thank you. Please go visit my friend Bryce.
Fellow Toastmasters, thank you, David, for giving us your speech today. In the beginning of the speech, you set up the computer to try to show us your pictures from your trip. I thought that was a good idea to give us kind of visual to show what you saw. I thought your title and the opening was pretty mysterious. I have no idea what Bryce hoodoos were, or if it's even a real word. That kept me thinking about where your speech is going to lead to, and I wanted to know more about what you're gonna have to say. So I thought the opening was great. For your speech, I think I said, okay, for your speech objectives, you were supposed to give a speech on a well-researched topic.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that it was probably not related to research. If I'm, so hopefully next time your speech could be on a topic that you're researching instead of somewhere that you visit. But I mean, you did give some facts about the place that you visit, that it was only 56 square miles and 9,000 feet in the air, that it was pretty hard to breathe. But maybe in the future, just you could probably incorporate more research into your topic. You walked us through the trip that you took with your family, and like it was a nice story. I was hoping to see more kind of maybe more how you felt at a particular place instead of moving from place to place. Maybe just focus on like I really like the windows that, and the what was it called, just the windows. Like I really like the windows. So maybe instead of going to different areas, just focus on one thing and kind of talk about how you felt, because you did kind of go into it a little bit, like that being in such a place can make you feel small in the world. And I like that you use your hand gestures to elaborate your meaning. Like I see you kind of do like this, like when you try to say like I feel small. That's something I can learn from you, because a lot of times I kind of forget to elaborate more using my hand gestures or like moving around the room. So I think that you do a great job on that. Your comfort level in front of the room is really good. Whenever you give a speech, I feel that you are very comfortable in front of a crowd. I thought that there were some funny points about your speech. I like how you mentioned that you would bribe your kids 50 cents a mile, and that you also try to get some personal space while you're on this family trip. That kept me interested, and I thought that was funny. I would say that to wrap it up, next time just try to research more on your topic, but overall it was a good speech. Thank you.